They'd expect me to help out in the shop. They'd expect me to help out at home. You know, the time that I had coursework and things, that's when I sort of started realising that I want to do well at school and what was the point of all this education if they're not willing to help me out by just give me a break from cooking chapatis or whatever in the evening. I noticed a shift, certainly in my dad, when he expected me all of a sudden, as soon as I sort of started college and it was the mixed, you know, environment, he was like, no, you need to cover your hair. My friends were like, oh my God, what are you doing? But I'd just take it off afterwards. And I remember one time my dad came to check up on me at college and some of my friends, they're like, oh God, you know, Fatty, you need to get your headscarf on, your dad's about, you know. So I had all of that. Even if I had, say, like cousins who were boys, even then he would be protective, saying, oh no, you know, what are you guys all playing upstairs for? Come play downstairs. He was that protective. So I suppose because of the fact that he didn't want me mixing with any guy, I don't know whether that sort of had a sort of rebellious effect on me.
I was a very good girl growing up. I didn't do anything extremely wrong. I was kind of testing my borderlines, testing my boundaries, but a very good girl because I used to come home, cook, clean, do my homework, go to school the next day. Sometimes I bunked, but hey, I was growing up. I remember going to Morocco on a holiday. I was 15 in Morocco. The second day there, or the third day, I think it was the third morning, I woke up and I get all these guests in the house. And I just thought, oh my God, they're asking for my hand in marriage is so obvious. They come with all these presents and food, and me and Hafida, my other cousin, just sat in the room. We wouldn't come out because we knew it was one of us. One of us was going to be sold today. When they were asking for my hand in marriage and they were sitting there, do you know what? I knew the very moment that it was happening, and I knew right up to the end. It wasn't secret. Oh, my life. I was begging, I was crying in front of the mum's face, in front of the dad's face, in front of all their brothers and sisters. No, he drinks. No, I'm not living in Morocco. And no, he's not coming to England. I was being immature. I was doing it on purpose. I was making such a scene. Talking about, they said, well, you're going shopping tomorrow for a ring and a kaftan and a wedding dress. Anyway, I went shopping. I was saying, I want them Nike trainers, I want that top. And I was being really English, and I was being as English as possible. I want their high heels, I want that nail varnish, and I was hoping that they would see that they're going to marry an idiot. His dad and my dad are brothers. So marrying a cousin was even more of torture to me. I just thought, that's wrong. When I came back from my holidays in September, I kept it a big secret. I was so hurt. Do you know, I stopped being my playful, happy-go-lucky self. And then another girl turned up and sat there crying one day. We both cried together about being married. I found out she was married as well. It was not a happy place after that. I'd go to school knowing that I've got a husband. It's really kind of shameful. It took 4 years to recover from that. Trying to get the divorce, trying to get over the emotional value. I felt no value in myself, that my parents had sold me so cheap, sold me so quick. Like, seriously, what did I do to deserve such an ugly, filthy, smelly man?
When I turned 19, 20, in my university years, I felt I suddenly had to switch roles a little bit, because I think when the subject of marriage became more apparent as I grew up, I think that's where I realised a level of conformity may be asked of me. I became less westernised, I wore the shalwar kameez, I started cooking, I became a little bit more observant. And part of that happened because I met someone who was Pakistani and Muslim. So I work in investment banking. He was also working in the city. So I felt like we had some commonality in terms of our work, our social lives, our religion, our background. I felt like I was making everyone happy. And so for me to see my parents happy, my community happy, and I think for all intents and purposes, for being seen to be doing the right thing culturally, it made me happy. So I didn't see a conflict. I think that happened later on as I got more involved in my career. I had more ties to it. I was enjoying it. I was getting more involved with people at work. He wanted me to give up work. He started to judge my lifestyle a little bit. At that point, I'd qualified. I'd done a number of exams. My career was going from strength to strength. So I kind of started to feel the friction between my two lifestyles, a dutiful girlfriend/fiance, then my day job as a banker. So I think the cracks were appearing.
After that first marriage is when I literally did start rebelling. I was not able to listen to them. Seeing what they'd done to me, I wasn't listening. That's when my stubborn years actually did happen, because that's when I was doing my own thing. I thought, I've got a divorce now. I'm married and divorced. You said when you're married and divorced, you can do whatever you want. Well, here I am. I'm married and divorced. I do whatever I want. So I would come back late, 11 o'clock, which was late to them. Getting a few beatings here and there because I was not listening. But do you know what? I was rebelling even more. It got a little bit, the cycle got even more twisted, because the more I rebelled, the more harder they become. Being forced into a first marriage did speed up the process of trying to find my own husband. It was kind of like, I have to find my own husband before I get forced into another failed marriage.
When I did call it a day, I knew it wasn't right for me. I felt immense guilt. I'd let everyone down. How I describe him was the person that I would have thought my parents had in mind for me growing up. He had everything that I would have thought on paper that they wanted, so I felt incredibly guilty. I'm quite sensitive, and I think when you grow up in a dual culture, you are sensitive about offending your parents. So yeah, there was a lot of friction. And I suppose for a few years after I broke up with my ex, I went clubbing, was out in London every single night, drank, dated inappropriate men, dated men not from my culture, not from my religious background. But that wasn't just me letting off steam. I'll fully admit part of it was. I mean, I'd just been in a very constrained relationship. I was trying to find out who I was. But part of me wanted to know why these things were seen as being so bad. I hadn't even had a glass of wine till 2008. But before that, I was vehemently anti-alcohol, incredibly judgmental. But then, it occurred to me, well, how can I judge something I haven't tried? Just to see what was out there. And I think that's just part of growing up as well. It wasn't some kind of crusade to go against my upbringing. I just wanted to live life, and I wanted to be sure that next time I was with someone in a serious way, I wasn't thinking, what if? I wasn't thinking, is this the life for me? Is this something else I haven't tried? I just didn't want to be with someone because I was told that was the right person to be with.